class, this is lesson 1.3, absolute value functions. We talked before about absolute values, how to write them without the absolute value symbols. So now we're making them into functions. I'm going to write y equals absolute value of x plus 2 minus absolute value of x minus 3. So you see we have two absolute values in this function, correct? Now, if you recall how to write it without absolute value symbols, that's what we're going to try to do. And you know that we're going to be looking at this one. When does this one become negative? When was this positive? Where's the point between negative and positive? It's at negative 2. This one, where's this one at? It's at 3. Okay? So now, those are our two numbers we're going to use to set up our piecewise function. So we know, here's our f of x, y, same thing. Now we know, what do we know? We're going to go from all numbers less than negative 2. We're going to go from between negative 2 to 3. So x is less than 3, greater than, equal to negative 2. And we're going to be all numbers then bigger than or equal to 3. So we are including all numbers, but here's the important things that we found out from the absolute value. Because depending on if this number is less than 0, it's going to have an effect to make it negative. If it's bigger than 0, or not 0, less than negative 2, it's going to make it negative. If it's bigger than negative 2, it's going to be positive, and so on. So what we have to first figure out is, okay, if this is going to be a number less than negative 2, such as negative 3, negative 4, put negative 3 in here. This all in here becomes negative, right? So that whole thing becomes negative when this is less than negative 2. When this is less than negative 2, this whole thing also will be negative. And you see that how I'm writing this? This whole thing will be negative when this is less than negative 2. This whole thing right here will be negative when this is less than less than negative 2. You use your algebra mind, you come out with comes out to be negative 5. So there's our first piece to our function. I'm going to erase my work and move on to the second section. Pick a number in between negative 2 and 3. How about 0? When this is 0, this comes out a positive 2, so it'll be positive. When this is 0, this is still going to be negative, so the whole thing will be negative. I'm writing just like that. Everyone is negative. So now I'm left with x plus 2. This becomes plus x minus 3. 2x minus 1. Now the last section is if x is greater than 3, greater than or equal to like 4. Put 4 in here, comes out to be positive. Right? 6. Put 4 in here, comes out to be positive 1. So we didn't put a negative symbol in front of it because it came out to be positive. So we just wrote it as is. This came out to be positive when it's greater than 3. Now you just do comes out to be 5. Oh yeah, see that so far? Now, if I was going to graph this, we have a piecewise function. If you recall from the last video, hopefully you watched of me, we made a coordinate plane. We put this on there when x is less than negative 2. We go out here negative 2. We're at negative 5. Right down here. It's going to always stay negative 5. I'm going to give it open dot. Negative 5. There we go. And between negative 2 to 3, so from negative 2 to 3 on the x-axis is going to be this line. This line crosses at negative 1, has a slope of 2, so I go up 1, 2 over 1. So it's going to be this line, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. It actually connects right to there. Got that? So that line right here, and then it goes up to 5, so if I did my math right, 1, 2 over 1. 1, 2 over 1. 1, 2 over 1. There we go. And you See, then at greater than or equal to 3, it's 5. So you see our function? Absolute value function, we got it all pieced together, we graphed it,